Sunday. Oh, I'm going to mute everybody here. Mute all. Okay. Can you still hear me? Yes. Thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Poor Heather. That happened to Heather the other day with a coach opportunity call. Okay. So today is Sunday, the 21st. I didn't actually have to look at my calendar today. And it's so nice to see you guys. I feel like I've had a muzzle for the last few days, and it sucks. I cannot tell you how many times I went to go comment in a group, and Facebook gave me the big red, like, eh. Okay, do you have to really remind me? So it's nice to see you guys. Yeah, that was a really nice blow while I was getting my my nails done. I got a little notification that said, you're not able to post in a group until December 31st. And I knew that it had happened to other people, but I don't know why I didn't expect it to happen to me. I don't know, because nobody really knew why it happens. And I am going to spend quite a bit of time on this because I've been doing a lot of research. I've been, talking to a lot of people. And the fact that I can't comment in the team page, so that when somebody posts something, I can't give my own words about this. So and I don't want to create a panic amongst the team, because that's the last thing that we need. And you can see I'm not panicking, because I've never panicked. And it just, when someone panics, everybody panics, and there's no reason. So I want to ease your mind and kind of give you guys some action items about, what happened, how to prevent it, how to move forward in the future, and kind of where my head is with that, as well as how to finish off this year and then start into the new year, so that you will be looking back this time next year to have checked off quite a few of those goals that you have either set or are going to set. So, like I said, with this Facebook thing, I had no idea why I was chosen. It appears that at that very moment, Facebook had turned on a switch, and their algorithm had kicked quite a few of us coaches out. I know that some of the coaches on our team that hadn't been coaches for very long had this happen a few months ago. But in this round that happened, the ones that I could see were coaches that have been coaches for a long time, and some of my mentors. So really, I was trying to figure out, what the common denominator was, and I had some help from some of you guys know Tara Carr, and I'm going to share a bunch of her insight, because a couple months ago she was really affected by Facebook. Like, Facebook almost shut her down, and so she had to do a lot of digging and a lot of changing in her business. And so she shared a lot of insight on why she thinks it happened, what she knew about it. And so really what it came down to most likely was the amount of groups that I was an administrator in. I probably was an administrator in 50 plus groups. Okay, so because I've been a coach for a long time and I've never closed a group. And so, Facebook sees that as a flag. And then when you look at the number of groups that I'm in, again, being a coach for a very long time and prospecting, how we teach, go into groups and build relationships. For being a coach for 5 years, you can imagine how many groups I'm in, like over 100 groups. Okay, so I get it that is a flag. I get it. Unfortunately, it's those other companies that have given us really a bad name, because as you all know, we're added to groups all the time, and that's very spammy. And so little things like being admins in the group, in many groups, being a part of many groups is a flag. Now, There's also some discussion as far as in your name, if you say, you know, you're a Team Beachbody coach, then Facebook sees that as Team Beachbody, right, in that section of your Facebook, and so you are automatically an MLM, right, on paper. So if you put those kind of things together, then their algorithm says, and they're not pinpointing you as a person, it's like, hey, all of these things add up, we need to, you know, fix this. So the solution to that is to get rid of all the old groups. What I did, because there was a reason why I kept those groups, is because I used them to prospect for new groups. Well, obviously I have to make a change with that. So what I did was I went into those old groups and I took screenshots. It was easier on my phone. So I'm telling you this because you need to write this down, because if you've had old free groups and you know how valuable those free groups are, and you know you've probably have a ton of people in those groups that haven't committed to the next level, so you don't want to lose track of those people. I screenshotted everybody in those groups, and then I uploaded them into a folder in my Dropbox, and I said, you know, 7-day, whatever the title of that group was, 7-day slim down challenge, and I just uploaded those pictures in there, and then I removed myself from the group. That's the only way to get yourself to not be an administrator. Just remove yourself from the group. Rather than sit there and remove everybody else and then yourself, just remove yourself from the group so you're not attached to the group anymore. So that's number one. And then, you know, look, so narrow it down. Tara told me to narrow it down to 5. You know, I don't know if I can keep 5 groups, but I still have to clean up a bunch. I think I'm at about 12 right now, and then like the coach only 21 day fix group is finishing up. I'm going to remove myself from there. So really, note to self is really make sure that your groups are clean. Okay, so you're actively participating in a very small number of groups. Okay. Same with the groups that you're just part of. Oh my God, the list of groups that I'm in is just ridiculous. So I've spent days going through and deleting myself, and it's just very time consuming. So my word of advice to you is don't let it get over 100 groups. Keep yourself around 10. You can't close it. The only way to close it is to remove everybody out of there. And if you've got 30 people, you're going to waste time. So don't close it. As long as you remove yourself out of the group, you're not an admin in the group, right? So I wouldn't bother doing that as far as I know, you know. Okay, so that's how to prevent. Those are the only little flags that I know so far, okay? The other thing is that, I keep telling people this in the last few days, that actually I think that this is a blessing in disguise for us as a business. I think it actually will discourage other companies from really honestly being successful, because in my opinion, how can you, on your personal page, how can you follow the Facebook rules and not sell on your personal page if it's a skincare product? If it's, I mean, I love the essential oils. I get them. If it's essential oils, you have to be really creative, right? There's a lifestyle around that, but I don't know, face cream and whatever. I think for us, this is actually going to benefit us because we have to remove ourselves from being salesy. None of us want to be salesy, right? So how are we going to do that on our profile page? Because I want you guys to start to be very careful on your profile page. And again, this is not to panic you. Actually, I wrote this down too. It may be more of you stepping out of your comfort zone, but the result of that will be you will grow quicker as a coach, okay? Because sometimes it's easier for us to just post up a picture of the containers or post up a picture of an Insanity box and a Shakeology bag. It's just easier for us to do that, right? That would be considered selling on Facebook. I don't want you to risk anything. And I'm telling you this because, yes, it's a really good thing to have a like page, and that's where Facebook is headed with, if you're going to post something like that, post it on the like page. But I also want to be realistic with you guys. I can put together a like page, and because I have an ad budget, right? Now, brand new coach isn't going to have an ad budget for a like page, and nobody's really going to see that. So as a brand new coach, I like to think of things always as a brand new coach, and not further down the line, so that you can share with your new coaches. As a brand new coach, what you're going to have to do is share your journey. And when I think about it, that's what I did in the beginning anyways. Hey, I'm working out, I'm doing P90X, whatever, chest and back. Here's my sweaty picture, or here's my, this was before all the text on photo apps and, things like that. So you have to just share your journey. Hello, that means being a product of the product. So you can't hide behind things and just post up a sales picture. Oh, it's still on sale. You can't do that. And if you do that, then you're going to be flagged. And this is, what's funny is I don't do that. And here I was flagged, but I was flagged because I can see I'm in a hell of a lot of groups. Okay. So you cannot use your Facebook profile page to sell on Facebook, but you can share your journey because it's a social network. So you're forced to be a product of the product, and you cannot hide behind the sales. And truthfully, it's easier to be a coach anyways when you're doing that. That has been my experience for 5 years. When I'm sharing that I'm working out, that I'm eating right, and you're sharing your meals, you're not sharing a post of $39.99, you're sharing your meals, you're sharing what you're doing, you're sharing motivation. That's okay. All of that is perfectly fine. All right. So as long as you're doing that, that's not anything different than what we teach. Okay. I'm going to give an example, and I don't know if she's on the call, but I happened to come across something today that I would say don't do. Okay. And it just popped up, and it's not bad. But these are the type of things that we have to think twice about. And I want to do a screen share so we can talk about this real quick. Let me make sure I can pull it up first. And again, I'm not picking on this person, and you guys are all scared now, right? I'm not picking on this person at all by any means, but I want you guys to be aware, and what I really want is discussion around this. Unfortunately, I can't comment in the stupid team page about the discussion, but there are so many leaders, and actually I have a few of you guys in a group chat, like, can you please post this for me? Discussion around this topic is really, really healthy. Panic around this topic is not. So since I can't comment and kind of diffuse things, I would like your help in bringing the questions up. What about this post? What about this? Because I think that will help those coaches, those new coaches that are that don't know, that are afraid to post, by sharing, like, this is a good one. Well, that might be considered selling. Kind of working through those conversations, I think will be very, very healthy in the team page for everybody. So if I could ask your help in doing that, that would be great. So I'm going to start with this one. And let me see. Ooh, screen share. Okay. So screen share with computer sound. Miss Christy Ball is the victim of, I don't want to do this. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. Am I screen share? Okay. You guys see my screen? Yes. Okay. And I can see you over there on the left. Miss Christy Ball is a victim of this. Now, you can see that there's no selling on it, right? There's no price, or there's no, but I would start to think about tweaking this. And actually, what's funny is that this goes back to what I used to teach a long time ago. And I used to call it not the secret sauce, the something secret, right? It's providing, it's the curiosity. There's not much curiosity about this. I mean, yes, they're the containers, but if she's working out and she keeps this motivation is what gets you started, people are going, what is she doing, right? But the containers, you kind of already like, she's doing that. So by keeping, when you post, keeping in the back of your head, I want to keep people curious about what I'm doing. If I'm consistently working out, then that's curiosity. Like, what the hell is she doing? So what are they going to do? That goes along with you sending those private messages, checking in with people, because then they'll see you keep posting these darn workout posts, these motivational posts. What the heck are you doing, right? Then you can develop a relationship and a conversation about it. But by sharing the containers, you guys, you're kind of throwing it out there. There's not much curiosity about that. It is curious because they, I mean, I can see it the other way around. But to me, a picture like this would probably be a Facebook flag at some point. We may not even be there yet, but I want to be ahead of the game. I want us to be ahead of the game so that we don't have this issue. Like, nobody has to be put in Facebook jail. And truthfully, if you create more curiosity behind this, you're gonna have more people asking you, but you do have to have those conversations. So this just popped up, and I think anything with the containers, even with a bag of Shakeology, I think that's going to be a flag. I think I know what used to really get me was like, God, that's a good post, was my friend Annie French. She used to make the most amazing Shakeology because she would make it, and it could be like Shakeology and water inside, right? All she would do was put something on top. For me, I put the coconut flakes, the almonds, a couple pieces of fruit, take a picture of that, and a quote next to it or something. That creates curiosity. What the heck is that? And you keep posting about that, right? But if you put a bag of Shakeology up there, that can be considered a bit salesy, okay? So being a bit creative, and that's why now you can see why I say, this topic of conversation in the team page is very healthy, because I think that by posting, but you have a post you're ready to do, if you share that in the team page, getting other people's opinions, especially on the team, will be very valuable for you and for others. Okay, so if you ever are like, is this questionable? Post it in the team page and get other people's opinions about it. And I wish that I could, I'll private message you if I see it pop up and I still can't comment. But I think that the discussion around it will be very healthy. So that like I said, this just popped up today. Actually, I clicked on the hashtag TVAS. And that's the other thing I want you guys to start doing, because that will help me keep an eye on like making sure you guys are cool and that staying out of Facebook jail. TVAS on Instagram, on Facebook, continue to start to use that hashtag. I was on a webinar the other night about hashtags, and it's what did she call it? Hashtag hub. So TVAS is like our hashtag hub, where you can go, if you're on Instagram, which I'm really starting to spend a lot more time on, especially because Facebook's pissed me off, even though they own each other. So keep in mind that also holds true over there, because they did a bunch of cleanup on Instagram as well. But using that hashtag creates this hub, okay, so that when you start to promote coaching or being a part of a challenge group, this actually goes into another topic I'm going to talk about next year, but people can click on that hashtag and see what kind of community that is, and a community that they want to be a part of. The other thing is that you can help your fellow coaches out and comment on their posts. I know that every day I click on that TVAS in Instagram, and there are a couple people that I know are consistent with posting in there, but it would be really great to say, hey, you know, we're looking for team players, and then hashtag it, and then people get a vision of what this team looks like, and you know darn well that that's a huge piece of this team is the people in the team. And you know, when you're having a bad day, what keeps you in the business typically are the people in the team. I mean, I watch you guys, and I watch the comments, and I know how much we are as a family. So the more that we can create that outside of the family, the more that other people are going to want to be a part of that, right? And it's very hard to share that when they don't see it, but this is an opportunity for them to see it. So that's actually how I came across this. I'm going to stop the share because that's the only thing I wanted to share. So do you guys, thumbs up if you guys, does that make sense? All right, awesome. Okay. So moving forward, we're going to just think twice about our posts on Facebook. We're going to clean up our groups. And really that's it. Just think twice, you know, would this be considered salesy on my profile page? Now, I wouldn't be opposed to you starting a like page. And now that kind of goes into a whole nother thing. Well, what do I post on my like page? I post the same thing as I post on the, you know, Chrissy could post this on her like page and be totally fine with that, okay? So I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I think that there's a point where, yes, you do need to start a like page, but even I stopped paying for ads on mine because I wasn't seeing the engagement. But when I thought about it, actually, one of you are on here. When I thought about it, that's a more targeted audience anyways. And look, I have some amazing coaches on my team because of my dang like page. So I'm going to start to dig into that a little bit down the line. And I really want to wrap my head around budget and respecting, you know, new coaches and engagement. So there may be less engagement on that page, but it's more targeted engagement. So think about that, you know. And sometimes we get confused. Even Amber Scott, who's got a bazillion likes on her page, she almost scrapped her page. And then when this whole subject came up this week, she's going back to her like page, and she just recently said she posted something personal on her like page, and she got like 20 unfollows right away. So she was like, well, I'm going to have a, what did she say? I don't know. She's got to have a, you know, a rough skin or whatever. So we're revisiting like pages again. And again, you know, yes, you're going to have an ad budget if you want more to be seen. But we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. If you have a like page, then don't get rid of it. That's basically all I want to say right now. Don't get rid of your like page. Continue to maybe start posting, you know, create 2 posts, one for your personal page. You can see mine as an example. I know that I share some from my like page to my personal page. That will probably stop because that is technically selling on my personal page, right? So, but again, I'm not going to dive into this. I want you guys to concentrate on your personal page, and I want you guys to think twice about your post. That's it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And that's a good thing, because if you think twice about your post, that means your posts are going to be that much better because you thought about it, right? You thought about, how can I inspire people without putting, make it a game. How can I inspire people without putting the Beachbody product right there in their face, right? You'd be more creative, and I guarantee you, you will have more eyes on you because exactly that curiosity. Okay, so this leads me into the next thing, talking about next year. And I'm not really going to go into goals. Of course, now I can't post my Darren Hardy best year ever post in the team page because I'm not in there right now. So we're not going to talk about goals, but I will. What I'm going to tell you is my experience on how I felt like I was a failure. Doing a lot of soul searching these days and my last year. When I was not signing my goal number of coaches a month, when I was struggling to hit 10 Success Club points a month, all of those things come down to I was flying by the seat of my pants. I was not sitting down with my Power of Three, either on my phone or on my desk. I was not doing that. I stopped my 60-day calendar. Remember that was up here? It was blank because I was flying by the seat of my pants. And guess what? I struggled to hit 10, so I only hit 5. I struggled to sign up coaches the last few months because I did not follow a schedule. I did not sit down and go, I need to do. But when I did hit those goals, what was I doing? I was following a damn schedule. Here's what I need to do, about 3 a day. And I was not doing that. I was all over this. I don't know how many I had today. I don't know how many I had today. I don't know. I had 10 today. I had 1 today. I had 0 today. And that is exactly why my results were what they were at the end of the year. That too, and I spent too much time in management mode because of this elite run. You should always, 90% of your day should be in prospecting mode and not management mode. And this is when you become an emerald and above. When you're on a race from an emerald to a diamond, it's very easy to be out of balance and to be more in management mode than prospecting mode. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back, just like I did, and say the last 2 months sucked because I was not in prospecting mode. I was too busy worrying about my coaches I just signed up. You don't need to worry about your coaches you signed up, okay, you guys? I was not worried about the coaches I signed up. I was worried about all of you guys and making sure you all hit Success Club and all this other stuff. You all know better, okay? So you guys have the training. So this is what you, with an emerald and above. Oh my God, my face is so hot. Look at that. Sorry. Emerald and above, you have all these coaches you just signed up. Guess what you did? You had a getting started right call with them. It wasn't perfect because it never is. We're our worst critics. You have a getting started right call with them. Check. You put them in the 2 weeks to success group. Check. You make sure they go through it. Check. Maybe they didn't go through it because they just are like overwhelmed. You check in with them once a week. Check. Okay. And then you don't worry about them. Right? Because if you do, you're not spending 90% of your time in prospecting mode. You're spending 90% of your time in management mode. And then you wonder why you're struggling to get Success Club points. And I'm thinking of one person in particular who is not on this call. And I know for a fact that that is exactly what's happening. So remind yourself of this. And I know it's hard. And there will be times, just like me, I've been doing it long enough to know better, right? But yet there are still times when so it's just a reminder, you're not doing anything wrong. You got to look at it. Am I doing the Power of Three? When we were all launched the Power of Three, how many people were doing the Power of Three and how many people were hitting Success Club? Everybody, almost everybody. Okay. So setting up January, this is exactly what I'm doing for myself right now. I am setting a goal for the number of emeralds I want each month, the number of diamonds I want, the number of challenge groups, and guess what I'm doing? This is my calendar so far for the year, but this is all, and you guys all need to do this because you all know when Super Saturdays are. There's no mystery, okay? You write down when the dang Super Saturdays are. Look, Super Saturday, Cancun. Okay, so what I do is I write in all my Beachbody trips and Super Saturdays because there's no mystery when they are. And then, and this is what I didn't do this year, but I'm doing it now, is I am scheduling in my challenge groups. I'm scheduling in my free groups, and I'm scheduling in my paid groups, okay? That can change down the line, but knowing that on whatever, I'm going to be doing a free group. That means I need to invite by whatever. There's no mystery, okay? There's no flying by the dang seat of your pants. So I'm telling you this because that's what I'm doing. So it's really easy for you guys to do, and not, you don't have to be a certain rank to do it. So scheduling out your groups, what I would like to do, okay, so this is where things are always evolving, right? Long time ago, we had team challenge groups, and then we didn't, because the reason why we didn't have team challenge group, because nobody was breaking away to do their own challenge groups, okay? So I am revisiting the team challenge group concept. There was too much management, honestly, that's another reason why we stopped doing it. Too much management on my part to keep it going. But I do see the value in it. So my goal is to bring it back with some changes. Obviously, my goal is always to, advance the team. Everybody advance, everybody reach your goals. So I want to make that easy, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I want to let you know that scheduling team groups is back in my thought, and that will probably end up on my calendar as well. Okay, so keep that in the back of your head. But yes, schedule out your challenge groups, just like you're scheduling out your schoolwork or your vacations. There's no reason you can't schedule out your challenge groups. And you know what? If just life is just so crazy, then you cross it off, just like you're canceling your vacation. There you go. It's that important, right? It's your business. And challenge groups are that important. We all can't deny that. So why don't, and I'm telling myself this, I'm yelling at myself right now. Why is that not already on the schedule? There's no excuse. Okay, done. I saw this when I was scrolling through tonight, and I love this because it's so true. And all it was a post for a team call. I think it was Melanie Mitro, and of course some of your guys' favorite was Miguel, was the guest on that team call, talking about teaching your mind to be uncomfortably comfortable. So I just wanted to share that because I thought that was so cool, because that's exactly what this business is. If you want to grow, and I had just posted this quote, if you want to grow, you have to step out of your comfort zone, but you also have to be comfortable with being out of your comfort zone. And so I want you guys to remind yourself of that every day. Maybe write that down on a Post-it note and stick it up and say, be comfortable with being out of your comfort zone, and just see that every day. Because I know for me, God, I never would have thought that would be the case. I would be so terrified to write that down, but it's so true. Like when I stepped out and I did CrossFit, and then when I did that Zoom call the other night with a prospect, I was like, oh my gosh, I used to hate being on the phone. Here I am going to be right in front. And it turned out to be so great, and it was so far out of my comfort zone. So be comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? And the other thing I wanted to say, and I forgot about this on Facebook, okay. So since I'm on the blacklist, I was private messaging one of my challenging prospects. And so she's ready to go, and here I was laying out the challenge group. Here's what it is. Check this video out. Challenge pack is this cost. Da, da, da. So there's a message about this long. But I had already formed her and everything. Guess what? Facebook didn't let me send that message. I can send any other message, but it was not going to let me send that message. So this is another thing that Tara Carr had said, and then it made sense. She said she's teaching her new coaches to close on the phone, just like that Zoom call. Let's talk about it on the phone. Let's get on the phone. It's going to be harder to do, you guys. I totally know, and if someone told me that 5 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, right. But I'm telling you this out of love, and I want you guys to grow, and I want you guys to feel like you're successful. So pick up the phone, do the Zoom call, or send an email. So what I did in this case was I sent an email. So there's going to be a little bit more of that. So keep that in mind too in your Facebook messages. When it comes down to sharing links and things, I think that may be a flag. So I'm going back to email. I hate email. I hate checking email. But like on my Instagram, I changed. If some of the Elise Hubbard training on Instagram, was to friend me on Facebook. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm testing out the whole email me. And actually, someone had emailed me recently anyways, and I haven't really gotten any friend requests. And especially now with this whole Facebook thing, my personal page I have to be careful with. So email, I'm going back to email, and then just get people on the phone or this Zoom thing. Because if they step out of their comfort zone on a Zoom call and you step out of your comfort zone, chances are you are going to seal the deal. Because it was like having a party. It was like talking to somebody you already knew, right? So that little tiny bit of stepping out of the comfort zone will pay off so much better in the long run. Okay, sorry, I went back on that. Okie doke, closing on the phone, Zoom. Man, I think that's it. Oh, I know one more thing. And I wanted to talk more about this too, because I'm reaching out to another success partner, because I talk about your success partner meets you where you need it right now. And so my needs right now are a little bit different than my needs were a few months ago. And so I've really connected with an old success partner. And we are talking about, and this is an old coach as well. We're talking about going back to Danny Johnson. I know that this was mentioned before, and we don't really talk about Danny Johnson that much. I'll give you my little experience with Danny Johnson. Years ago, my mom, who's actually in my house right now cooking, had gone to a day. She was doing send out cards, and I was like, oh, that's salesy. Ugh. And so she showed up at this Danny Johnson, and she tried to this is oh my gosh, and I didn't want any part of it. I don't want to hear about it. That's icky. That's silly. I don't want that. So then, of course, years later, all of these successful coaches, Lindsay Matway, to begin, this is what sold the deal for me. I see all these coaches going to these Danny Johnson events. And then I see Lindsay Matway is one of them, and then she just builds this entire team, and I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be something good here. So I went to a Danny Johnson event after some of my team went, and some people, she acts like you either like her or you don't, but I will tell you that the basics of what she teaches is really kind of the skeleton of my business. Like that is laid down the baseline of my business. And every time I go back to things, it really does come down to what I learned from her. And if you ever hear Amy Silverman talk, she talks a lot about her as well. So I'm going back, and I'm going to be re-listening and studying her stuff again, because I think that right now in my mindset, and I think actually that might help me help you guys better as well, because when I first went through it, I was obviously at a different point in my life. I was still working full time. That's actually what got me to quit my job was I was so miserable at work, and I hated to be there. And I didn't want to show up, because all I wanted to do was do this. I just wanted to do this. And now I have to show up and do that. And after I went to that event, my mindset completely shifted. And guess what? I was able to walk away, but it changed completely. And I think that for me, that was one of my biggest takeaways at the live event. And I will also tell you, I was one of the suckers that paid for all the next training and the next training, and I didn't go to it. So I think as a baseline, she's really good in her concepts. I think I think some of the products that she sells are really freaking expensive. But again, I can't say anything bad about them. They're so good. So that's kind of why I stepped away from talking about her a lot. But I'm just giving you what I'm doing. I'm going back and listening to her again, because I realized how valuable her stuff is. So I know I talked about it before. The 6 figures in 6 months CD set that I bought was life-changing on my commute. but the First Steps to Wealth book, and I know that this topic came up in the team page, the First Steps to Wealth book that you can get on as an ebook for free, or as a regular book for like $10 or less, is kind of an overview of that 6 figures to 6 months. So I would really love you all to start with that. I really think that might be a really good focus for January, to like start this year off. You know, we set goals, and Darren Hardy is setting goals, and you know, Shalene's Push is setting goals, but I think we're all about, we really want to design our lives the way that we want to design them. That's why we're here. And I really think that by digging into that book might set you up for wanting more, and even just change your mindset a bit. And it's free. So that's my suggestion for you. And just know that I'm going back and looking at all of that. I'm going back, and I'm going to be talking more about gems and about personalities. And I'm going to be adding that into my Getting Started Right, because I know how valuable it is to understand what kind of personality trait somebody has, and how to talk to a person with a different personality trait. What I say to someone with the same personality trait is going to be different than what I say to someone with a different personality trait. And so I'm going to be digging back into gems and using that as, you know, when I sign up coaches, and I might even be using that when I sign up challengers. But I'm just giving you a heads up of where my mind is going to be between John Maxwell and Danny Johnson. That is my focus this year for my business, and my building my team, and building my life. So I would love to be on the same page as you guys, as always. So I would suggest that you guys hop on. But again, if that's not where you're at in your mindset, then you know, choose where you're at, and that's what the team page is for. You know, post where do I need to be? What do I need to study? What do I need to look at if my head is here? And I think that's it. Let me see. I see 2 chats in here. Element of surprise. This is true. Okay. So I'm gonna unmute you guys. I hope it's not too loud. I'll unmute you guys. Cool. Does anybody have any questions? I cannot get over how red my face is. Okay. Any questions regarding this Facebook stuff? And are you like, oh my God, or not? Because I can't ask you in the team page, so here we are.
I've been so out of the loop out of everything anyway, just regardless in general. So I had no idea there was even some issue going on. That's how disconnected I've been this past month.
You know what though?
So, but
I don't think that that's a reason why you would know, because it really wasn't that big. Like, it wasn't brought up. It just little here, a little there. I knew of a couple people because they had messaged me privately, but nobody else knew, right? I know that it happened to me, and I know a couple of my friends that it happened to, but not everybody knows, you know? So I wouldn't feel that because you're out of the place, that's why you missed it. But now you know.
I do.
Yes.
Note to self.
Note to self. But, you know, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that it'll make a difference in what you do? I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I think trying to be quiet because the little one's still sleeping across the hall. But I think it does make me look at the way that I post things differently, because all I knew was what we knew, which was, you know, be a part of the product and motivate others, and people will flock to you when they say, what are you doing that you're dropping 40 pounds or 2.5 inches a day? So I think it's going to be a little bit weird, I think, not posting a picture of like a product or something, but I think it's going to make me come out of my comfort zone and start taking more pictures of myself and my results, which I'm not used to, which I don't want to, because I'm like, I feel like I kind of slipped a little bit backwards in taking care of me physically, but I think I'm hoping for the new year to change that so I can.
So I love that you shared that, because think about it. If you it's not necessarily you're afraid to share pictures of you, but you just called yourself out
Mm-hmm.
on not taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that your business, I'm not going to say struggles, but it's harder to do your business when you're not
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing because you don't feel confident to post pictures of you not doing the thing.
Right.
So it'll make your job easier.
Mm-hmm.
And you're taking care of yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So I see that as a good thing in the long run, right? It can be challenging, but a good thing.
Oh yeah, I totally, I know that, you know, I had to put this, I think, on the back burner because I had so many other priorities, and I'm hoping to graduate January 16th.
Yay!
So hopefully that'll be out of the way so I can push this, you know, 100%.
I also want you to use that as your story. I mean, you're real, you're normal. You know what? You came out of the gate and you were working out and you were, guess what? You have so much stuff going on, and here's where you were. And then you decided to make a commitment back to yourself, and that's part of your story. And that's the stuff that you need to share because you're human, right? Yep. Can't hide, don't hide that stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So that's good. Okay. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Sure.
I know when this whole Facebook thing happened, and like you talked about earlier in the call, was just to like go in and take yourself out as the admin. But then like that group is still out there and it's still associated with you, even though if you're not the admin, like whoever you added to that group still associates that with you, like that 21-day fix group or that 7-day clean eating group. And so like if another member starts spamming in there and you have no control over it and you're not in it anymore, like do you not
you're not in that group anymore, so you don't have any
even though all those people associate you with that group?
You can spend the time in removing yourself, but personally, I'm out of there. I just pull myself out. I mean, if you only have a few groups, then sure, go delete everybody. But I can't spend, that'll take me 3 weeks to do that. And my time is more valuable than someone spamming in that group and like thinking about me because they know me. Like, they know me. They see me on Facebook. I'm not the one spamming. It's somebody else spamming because I'm not even in the group anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the group is over. So people are in groups that get spam and they know this group is over. I need to get out of here. Right? Yeah. Does that make sense? So that's my opinion. I don't think you need to spend the time on it, and I don't think that it reflects you. You know? Okay. Anybody else? No? Who else do I have here? Not many others. Okay. I feel bad. Like, as soon as I shut off, I'll be silent again for another week. Okay, so can you guys help out in like, share in the team page? Like, I want to post this. I'm going to obviously share the link to this recording, and if you guys that are on here can comment underneath that, I can't share it. I'm going to have somebody else share it. But if you can comment, it's killing me. If you can comment below it, just kind of your feedback, because I think that really helps. This happened last time. You share your feedback, and then more and more people get on the call. If they share the feedback and they see that they're missing something, not like, oh, that was a great call, like something about it, I think will get your team on the call. And I think that that's where, that's what we need to all be on the same page, right? It's just like me doing a third-party, what is it called? Three-way call. You can have them hear me, or if you don't want them to, then don't comment underneath. Okay, so just if you can, that would be helpful. And then keep the panic on the DL. I had to delete a post recently in the team page. I do have the ability to do that still, just so y'all know, because it just wasn't helpful for the group. And you know what? It's my team page. But if I see some sort of panicking going on and like nobody, like everybody, it's all good, I'm gonna delete it because it doesn't do anybody any good. Okay, is that cool? All right, cool. Okay, guys. Well, have a Merry Christmas. I'll miss you guys.
Miss you.
And next Sunday, I'm gonna play it by ear on whether we're having a team call. Even this one, I was like, my mom is here. Okay, I'll have the call, and it's recorded anyway. So if all is well, I'll have a team call next week, or I'll record one. That seemed to work really well. But you guys have a great Christmas, and that's it. Bye. Oh wait, we need screenshot. Okay. There's only a few of us on here, but the mini team call.
The bite size.
Love it. This is a little intimate group. Okay, ready? Go. Okay, I think, yep, got it. Yeah. All right, guys, thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.